Are you ready for some football? Ah, yes, it's time to kick off the second annual Evergreen Church Football Association trademark flag football season. Today we go over the 2 weeks of preseason activity in preparation for the actual season. Let's do this! So if you're new or didn't care before, here's a recap of the inaugural season. Lots of injuries, including concussion, broken arm, and torn thumb ligament. The race is won by a lot of the points. This guy is a mole-riddled Jersey Shore reject. The black guy was the only one suspended that year. Cheers. Now that you're caught up, here are the rosters. We have no logos or emblems for these teams, but honestly, I think it's best that we leave it to your imaginations. First, the Gravy Boat Guzzlers, a name you'd give the person who ate the most at Thanksgiving. First, Levi Peterson, team mascot, led the league in both pass touchdowns and interceptions last year. Basically, he's a better Jay Cutler. Kyle Peterson, Levi's older brother, league executive baller, and Chuck Norris's nerdy and equally invincible stepson. Christian McGillis, Logan Lundeen. And Forrest Hoffman, a tall rookie with a cool buzz cut. Next, the Muffin Stuffers. Totally not the Whippersnappers. Totally not the Whippersnappers. You have Jake Hudson, co-reigning champion and the human embodiment of the word bro. Dylan Heineshevitz, co-reigning champion, Hudson's apparent sidekick, and he voted for Trump. Ryan Crusoe, league head of field and prop development and overall swell guy. And Jonah Higgins, co-reigning champion. Don't let the stats fool you, he's freaking Gronk. Next are the Bro-Barians. Dear God. Alright, first, Jake Stiglitz, better known as Stig. League co-commissioner, second best QB last year, and the sidearm kid. You'll see. You also have Tyler Crusoe, best wideout with 30 receiving touchdowns last year, but he probably pissed and moaned his way to get about 5 of those. Next, you have Elijah Higgins, probably the best kicker in the league, and the passive-aggressive guy who can get things done despite being blonde. We also have Marshall Packer, a man of the law and a last name that translates to rotten cheese, and Noah Arell, a nice rookie with a lovely beard. And finally, the Space Monkey Mafia. If the movie Space Chimps was real. Seth, insert proper pronunciation of last name here, third best QB last year, even with a broken arm, while putting me to shame when I was out with a bad thumb. Thanks, Seth. Zach, insert proper pronunciation of last name here. The hype man, like that one guy at that college frat party you went to. Everyone knows. Matthew Jones, co-reigning champion and dead set on being better than his younger brother Isaiah at everything. Speaking of which, Isaiah Jones. And newcomer Addison Nichols, a rookie with a strong and very red arm. You'll see. Now that I've had my fun and you know who's on what ridiculously named team, let's see how the preseason went. Let's go to the highlights. Kinda. So as you can see here, a few noticeable people were absent from both weeks, so we didn't get to see any of the full teams play together and get a real sense of any of the team's dynamic or chemistry. Therefore, in the spirit of the game, concessions had to be made, and the teams were divided like an all-star game, and the games themselves were 12 minutes of game time for the first week. Hopefully those absentees will be ready for week 1, but we did see some good individual performances out of the whole thing and an explanation of the rules from Commissioner Stig.
Alright, thank you guys for being here.
It's weird right now.
This week and next week are preseason, so we're going to be kind of messing around with some rules and kind of figuring stuff out with some rule changes we have. So we're going to be going to 5-man teams this year, as you guys probably know. So that's one more than last year. So ideally we'll be playing 5-on-5s every week. At the worst it'll be 4-on-4. So that'll be different. So the main thing that we're going to be doing different this year is adding a pass rush. Like more than a 5 Mississippi kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one offensive lineman and one defensive lineman on the line at every single play. So there's always going to be a line going. What we're going to do is we're going to have per set of downs. So there's 2 sets of downs. You know, you get the first down, that's the second set of downs. So for each set of downs, you get up to 2 free blitzes. So you just yell blitz, and as many of your players can blitz as they want without counting. You just rush.
you
What?
have to yell blitz?
Yes, I think so. We'll probably do that.
I like to.
Yeah. So we'll be doing 2 free blitzes per set of downs. So if you get a first down, it resets. When you're not using your free blitz, it's going to be a 5-apple count. So there's still going to be a blocker, there's still going to be a D lineman, but it's going to be a 5-apple count. So
Can you
just
pass
quick
the
count.
lineman?
That's a good question. So what we're going to do is after the defensive lineman gets past the O-line, you can do a little check down to him. So you can't just say like, okay, I'm just going to go out and he's wide open and throw it to him. What we're going to do is that you can only throw it to the lineman after he's beat. So if Logan's blitzing me, he gets past me, I can turn around and you can check the ball down to me. So you can't like run a route. You can't. So the rule is that the center cannot advance unless he has the ball. So you can't you get beat and you start running and then they throw it to you. You basically just kind of turn around. He checks it down to you and then you can advance. So if that makes sense, yeah.
You can still move laterally though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, you can't move your feet.
So then
oh.
there's QB sneaks.
We're not going to do QB sneaks, most likely.
If you get blitzed,
We toyed with the idea. We're going to kind of mess around with that. I think we're probably going to not allow the quarterback to run past the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't that kind of trap the quarterback though?
Well, we're going to see how it goes.
My
I think it
bunny
would be
traps my quarterback,
I think it'd be a
so-
little overpowered otherwise. So the only other thing with the free pass rush, a offensive or defensive lineman cannot be on the line of scrimmage for more than 2 plays in a row. So we're going to encourage rotation through that. So if Logan's on the line of scrimmage, O-line or D-line, if he has 2 plays in a row, then you got to switch somebody else in at least for 1 play, and then you can go back. So it can be anybody on your team, but you can't keep somebody on the line of scrimmage for the entire game. So you got to keep rotation like that.
As far as defensive lineman goes, it doesn't matter.
Both need to rotate.
Oh, what if
As far as things go, to encourage the offensive or the defensive lineman or whatever, the rusher to, instead of giving up and just taking one of their plays out of play, they have to always be attacking the quarterback. So they have to make it cross the line.
Always make an effort to get to the quarterback. Yeah. Tyler, is there any other main stuff we want to talk about?
We extended the contact zone for cornerbacks from 3 yards to 5 yards.
Within the line of scrimmage.
And
So
2 feet in bounds instead of 1.
yes, that's another
thank
main
goodness.
thing. You have to have 2 feet down when you make a catch in order for it to be legal. So other stuff, I guess we'll just kind of figure out as we go. But I want to get going.
Here we go. In the first game of the preseason, we had the Gravy Boat Guzzlers, minus Forrest plus Ryan, versus the Barbarians, the only full team present, the only one for that week. Levi was the Levi of old, going 10 of 19 with a touchdown and a pick. That TD would go to his brother Kyle, as shown, and they make a dangerous pairing, like a wombat and a hedgehog. Sadly for them, that would be the only touchdown for the Guzzlers in the game. As for the Bros version 2, it was a different story. Stig would go 7 of 9 with 2 touchdowns to Marshall and Elijah, and a kick return touchdown. Expect to see a lot of this season. Go! Oh my gosh!
This might be a runner back or.
Oh no! Good lord. The final score for that game would be 21-7 Bros version 2. On to game 2 between the Muffin Stuffers, minus Dylan plus Stig and Logan, and the Space Monkey Mafia, minus Zach and Addison plus Christian and Marshall. This wouldn't be close either, but rather chaotic at one point. First drive for the Stuffers, and Hudson is picked off by Marshall. Poor Shane. Poor Shane. And then Seth would pick it off to Stig. But then Hudson would give it right back to Christian. The Mafia would not waste this opportunity. They'd finally taste the end zone as Seth connects with Marty Jones for a touchdown. The Stuffers would not respond in any way as the Mafia would score again, this time Seth to Christian. Seth goes 8 of 15 with 2 touchdowns and a pick, Hudson 7 of 13 with 2 picks, Stig 1 of 7. Final score would be 14-0 Space Monkey Mafia. Week 2 was a little more organized and official, but more people were absent than week 1. But they also played full games with 2 10-minute halves, and we also have our first injury report with Levi suffering from dislocated shoulder in the only way he can. Okay, Levi, how did you hurt your shoulder?
I'm just too trashy for our trash can. That's what it is. I tried hopping in the trash and be with my people, and
Would
they
one say you are?
rejected me.
Would one say you are white trash?
I wouldn't even call myself white trash. That at least gives me some sort of group of people to relate to.
Okay.
I don't have any. I'm too trashy for even the trashiest of white trash. I wallow in the white trash and it runs away.
You don't even belong in the underneath the dumpster of the Long John Silver's.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I am the dumpster.
He is the
Long
dumpster.
John Silver.
He was playing sardines when he fell into a dumpster and dislocated his shoulder. That happened. Anyway, reports range from he'll be out 2 weeks, 6 weeks, to the entire season. Let's all pray for a speedy recovery for that young man, because Lord knows it won't last long. I'm kidding. So game 1, week 2. Gravy Boat Guzzlers, minus Levi plus Tyler, versus the Space Monkey Mafia, minus Seth and Zach, and plus Elijah and Jonah. Much to the chagrin of his teammates, Levi tried to throw southpaw on the first possession to see if it was possible to play in the real deal. How did that go?
And that's that.
Exactly the way everyone thought it would. So immediately the Guzzlers are down 7-0. Exit Levi, enter Tyler. And it would get better, coming from behind and dominating. Tyler putting up major stats in this game, going 13 for 23 with 5 touchdowns and a pick. Kyle with 3 receiving touchdowns and Forrest with 2. Over on the Mafia side, it was a rough evening all around. In this game was the debut of Addison, the man with the full-sized medieval catapult for an arm. It wouldn't help. Pick to Tyler, pick to Christian, and a fumble by Marty. In this game, Addison would go 6 of 18 with 2 interceptions and 2 receiving touchdowns. Speaking of Marty, he stepped in for 2 drives and went 8 for 8 with 2 touchdowns. He was perfect. Perfect in every way. Again, it wouldn't help. The final score was 35-21 Guzzlers over the Mafia.
Awesome. That's
So how many interceptions you got down on there?
I think we have 4 total so far in that first half.
Who did the majority belong to?
Each quarterback's thrown 2. So, well, actually, Levi threw 1 and Tyler threw 1 for their team. And Addison threw 2.
Oh, so it's an even split.
So, yep.
All right, that's
All
interesting.
4 have been intercepted by different people, though, so far. So.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
The second game of the night was a huge mix and match due to injuries and absentees. It was the Bro-Barians, minus Stig due to fever, plus Elijah, taking on the Muffin Stuffers, minus Hudson and Dylan, plus Addison, Marty, and Forrest. This game wasn't close either. The 2 teams would exchange picks leading to the Bros version 2, finally striking first with Kyle connecting with Tyler for a touchdown, and they would not look back. They'd leave the Muffin Stuffers in the dust, but not without giving them a few good gems, like this sick deflected catch by Ryan off of his older brother. That had to have felt good. The final score was 42-21 Bro-Barians. Kyle, how does it feel to be part of both winning teams today?
Quite nice.
Quite nice, good.
Good fun day.
Good fun day. That last interception, mate.
It wasn't my fault. Honestly, I feel like those teams were a little overmatched.
Matthew, nobody asked for your opinion.
Your opinion, Christian? Do you not care?
I have no opinions about that.
And that was the ECFA preseason. We start the regular season Tuesday, May 23rd, and hopefully everyone on each team will be there this time, or we will hunt you down. Until then, see you next week.